Colin McRae Rally and more recently. Dirt is a racing video game series developed and published by Codemasters. Colin McRae Rally and Dirt 2 have since been developed and published for Mac OS X by Feral Interactive. Started in 1998, the franchise has been a critical and commercial success and is generally acknowledged as a pioneer of realistic rally sports racing games. The series is named after the World Rally Championship driver Colin McRae, who provided technical advice during development. Despite McRae's death in September 2007, Codemasters retained the use of his name on their rally games until the release of Dirt 3, where the moniker was dropped. The games, Colin McRae Rally. Colin McRae Rally, the first title in the series, was released for the PC and PlayStation platforms in January 1998 in the United Kingdom and in September 1999 in the United States. The game featured real cars and drivers from the 1998 World Rally Championship season. Colin McRae's Subaru Impreza was featured on the game's cover. Cars included in time trial are Subaru Impreza 22B, 4WD, 300 bhp, Mitsubishi Lancer E4-4WD, 300 bhp, Ford Escort WRC, 4WD, 290 bhp, Toyota Corolla WRC, 4WD, 290 bhp. Included on the novice mode are, Renault Marquis Megane, FWD, 250 bhp, Seat Ibiza Kit Car EVO2, FWD, 230 bhp, VW Golf GTI Kit Car, FWD 250 bhp in Angstrom Coda Felicia Kit Car, FWD, 240 bhp. In novice mode there are only 3 stages per rally, each followed by a service area, making easier to adjust the vehicle to the different conditions of each stage and repair the damage. Also the Novice Championship does not include Indonesia neither UK. Service area adjustments included are, 1. Tires. 2. Suspension. Brakes. 3. Steering. 4. Gear ratio. Changing the predefined setup will consume time, tires, 300, suspension, 1500, brakes, 1000, steering, 1200, and gear ratio, 2000. The total time available in the service area for setup and repair is 4000. The bodywork is repaired automatically. The game contains stages in 8 countries: New Zealand, Greece, Monaco, Australia, Sweden, Corsica, Indonesia and the United Kingdom. The PC version also includes 4 unlockable tracks to which real-world locations are not attributed, apart from one where the track goes through the village of St. Bees in Cumbria, England. The track goes past the local alehouses and then past the train station before it turns off into a woodland section of the track. Apart from Colin McRae himself, and Travis Pastrana in Colin McRae, Dirt, and Pastrana, Ken Block, Mohammed bin Sulayem, Dave Mirra and Tanner Faust in Colin McRae, Dirt 2, this first edition of the game featured real-world drivers whereas all of the sequels used fictional competitors. Featured real-world drivers include Didier Auriol, Philippe Bugalski, Richard Burns, Juha Kankkunen, Piero Liatti, Alistair McRae, Colin McRae, Harry Rovanper Currency, Carlos Sainz, Bruno Thierry, Aral Gomez and Kenneth Barr Currency CKLUND in the place of Tommy Marr Currency Kinnan, who has his own rally game, Tommy Mackinnon Rally by Europress for the PlayStation. On release, Famitsu magazine scored the game a 30 out of 40. Colin McRae Rally 2.0, this second game features the 1999 spec Ford Focus WRC, the 2000 spec Ford Focus RS WRC, Mitsubishi Lancer EV06 GRA, Subaru Impreza WRC 2000, Peugeot 206 WRC, Toyota Corolla WRC and Seat Car Cubed RDOBA WRC, among other cars. The countries included are Kenya, Finland, United Kingdom, Sweden, Australia, Japan, France, Greece, and Italy. All the rallies, except Japan, are featured in the 2000 World Rally Championship season. New features include arcade mode, with direct head-to-head competition against AI drivers or another player, and a cleaner and more minimalistic menu system, which would be retained for the rest of the series until the release of Dirt 2 in 2009. The car featured on the front cover of the game was McRae's Ford Focus WRC 2000. The game was a bestseller in the UK upon release, and again later in the year. A version for the iOS was released in June 2013. On release, Famitsu magazine scored the game a 31 out of 40. Colin McRae Rally 3. This was the first Colin McRae game released for the PlayStation 2, as well as the Xbox. A GameCube version was announced but it was cancelled. It uses an autosave feature. 4 WD cars included in this version stages mode are, Ford Focus RSWRC 02-300 bhp, Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 7, 290 bhp, Citroën Nzara Kit Car, 290 bhp and Subaru Impreza WRX, 288 bhp. Front-wheel drive or two-wheel drive cars included are, Citroën Saxo Kit Car, 210 bhp, MG ZR Rally Car, 204 bhp, Ford Puma Rally Car, 200 bhp and Fiat Punto Rally Car, 215 bhp. There are also the following Group B cars, Lancia 037-325 bhp, Metro 604, 4WD, 380 bhp. Winning each rally during the championship unlocks the following, in normal difficulty, Spain Rally First Place, Citroën Saxo Kit Car, Finland First Place, Mitsubishi Lancer EV07 RS2. USA First Place, Citroën Nzara. Japan First Place, Subaru Impreza 22 BSTI. Championship First Place, MG Metro 6R4. Extra cars are, Ford Focus RSWRC 01-300 bhp, Citroën Nzara, FWD, 285 bhp. Mitsubishi Pajero, 191 bhp. Notably, this is the first game in which the Peugeot 206 is completely absent. There are 8 countries, Sweden, Japan, UK, Finland, Spain, Australia, USA, and Greece. Each rally takes place during 2 days with 3 special stages each and final super special stage at the end of the second day. There are service areas between the 2 days. It is not possible to manually repair the damage of the car. It is calculated and repaired automatically. Also, the setup of the car is most of the times already adjusted to the stage's conditions. The championship takes place over 3 years, with the difficulty increasing each year, as you race to try and become the Sparco Rally champion in Colin McRae's Ford Focus RSWRC 02. 6 rallies take place each season. The car featured on the front cover of the game was the Ford Focus WRC 02 from the 2002 Rally de Catalunya. The Subaru Impreza WRX was modeled, including the license plate, from the car belonging to John Griffin, who helped with some of the research for the game. He still owns the car as of 2008. IGN ranked it as the 91st best PlayStation 2 game. The staff praised its improvement and technology. Colin McRae Rally 04. This 4th incarnation of the Colin McRae Rally series, unlike in the previous 3 games, has no official WRC team license. All of the cars' liveries are either fictitious or taken from championships other than the WRC. 4 WD cars included in this installment are, Citroën Nzara Rally Car, 314 bhp, Subaru Impreza WRX 44S Rally Car, 312 bhp, Ford Focus Rally Car, 310 bhp, Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 7 Rally Car, 310 bhp and Peugeot 206 Rally Car, 312 bhp. 2 WD cars included are, MG ZR Super 1600 Rally Car, 212 bhp, Citroën Saxo Kit Car, 207 bhp, Ford Puma Super 1600 Rally Car, 200 bhp, Fiat Punto Super 1600 Rally Car, 215 bhp and Volkswagen Rally Golf, 230 bhp. Group B cars included are, Audi Sport Quattro Rally version, 550 bhp, Lancia 037-325 bhp, Peugeot 205 T16 Evo 2-480 bhp in Ford RS 200-420 bhp. Bonus cars included are MGC Sebring Special, 202 bhp, Lancia Delta Integral, 325 bhp, Citroën N2 CV Sahara, 50 bhp, Ford Escort RS 1600-200 bhp, Ford Transit Rally Van, 200 bhp, Mitsubishi Pajero, 250 bhp in Subaru Impreza 22BST, 285 bhp. Nicky Grist is replaced by Derek Ringer, although you can opt for Grist for all cars except the Zara. The countries are Spain, UK, Greece, USA, Japan, Sweden, Australia and Finland. In UK, USA, Sweden and Australia are also the Super Special stages. There are 6 championships to complete, including Expert Mode, 2WD Normal Advanced, 4WD Normal Advanced and Group B Advanced. The car featured on the front cover of the game was the Citroën Zara WRC03. Colin McRae Rally 2005. The 2005 installation of the McRae franchise was released for Windows, PlayStation 2, PSP, Xbox and Macintosh and has over 70 stages spread over 9 countries: Australia, Japan, Finland, Greece, UK, Spain, USA, Sweden, and newcomer Germany. There are over 30 cars available, including Ford Focus WRC01, Subaru Impreza WRX-D04, Citroën Zara WRC04, Peugeot 206 WRC 2003, and Mitsubishi Lancer EV08. There is also a revised graphics/damage engine that enables paint scratches on the car, and a new career mode where the player starts out in the lower club leagues and works their way up to compete with Colin McRae in his 2004 Dakar Rally Nissan pickup. In championship mode the player competes as Colin himself, competing in 6 rallies using any Ford WD car. The game's graphic engine allows for more realistic damage effects and a blurred vision effect if the player comes into contact with a hard object. A Mac version of this game, renamed as Colin McRae Rally Mac, has been published by Feral Interactive and developed by Robosoft Technologies and represents the first Macintosh release of a CMA series game. It was released on October 26, 2007, just 6 weeks after McRae's death in a helicopter crash. The development of the game was fraught with problems. Apple's switch to Intel Macs, some behind-the-scenes changes at Feral and other issues conspired to keep CMR Mac from being released until fairly late into 2007, despite it being based on PC game underpinnings that Windows gamers had been enjoying since late 2004. Feral chose to make this release as independent of the PC franchise as possible to avoid any issues that might date it, calling it Colin McRae Rally Mac rather than attaching a year to it. 2 mobile game versions of this game were created, a J2ME title developed by IOMO and published by Digital Bridges and an N-Gage title developed by IDWorks 3D. Both were nominated for BAFTAs in the mobile and handheld categories respectively. 1. Colin McRae, Dirt. At E3 2006, Codemasters revealed that a new McRae game was in development for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Windows PC. On July 20, 2006, Codemasters announced that the title of the new game would be Colin McRae, Dirt in Europe, and Dirt, Colin McRae Off-Road in the United States. The title was released on June 15, 2007 in Europe and on June 19, 2007 in North America for the Xbox 360 and PC. The PlayStation 3 version was released on September 14, 2007. Colin McRae, Dirt 2. In November 2008, Codemasters unveiled a sequel to the successful Colin McRae, Dirt. It was released in September 2009. As well as appearing on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 and Windows PC, the game is available on the Nintendo DS, Wii and PlayStation Portable. The game is built upon an improved version of the EGO game engine that powered the first game, as well as a comprehensive online mode. The game was a dedication to Colin McRae featuring videos and a special tournament in his honor. Dirt 3. Dirt 3 was announced in early 2010 and released on May 24, 2011, but the Colin McRae name was not used in the title. Dirt Showdown. Dirt Showdown, an arcade-style spin-off, was announced on December 11, 2011. Released on Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 in May 2012. Awards. The success of the Colin McRae Rally games resulted in Guinness World Records awarding the series 6 world records in the Guinness World Records, Gamers Edition 2008. These records include, fastest physics engine in a racing game, most camera views in a racing game, and most complex audio in a racing game. Colin McRae, Dirt can have 96 active sound effects per car at any given time, and with 16,121 different audio samples featured in-game, there are 100572154467879035136 different combinations of sounds that can occur. Also, Dirt 3 appears in the Guinness World Records, Gamers Edition 2012 for the most realistic crash in a racing game. References. External links, Macintosh version game developers site.